Okay, let's review this game. As you can see, it has been a very nice game. We both played well with 92% accuracy and the performance rated 2300. And oh, I get brilliant accuracy in the end game, in the middle game. That is. That is very cool. So let's see what happened in this game. I play with the white pieces and I start with d4 as usual. D5, C4, Queen's Gambit. Queen's Gambit declined with C6, and this is the Slav defense. I develop my knight in C3, and the opponent develops his knight in F6. F3, bishop, knight in F3, bishop in F5. I play pawn in E3, he plays pawn in E6, and I develop my queen in B3, staring at the pawn in B7. And this is all theory. So the first six moves are all theory, and here black plays the best move, queen in c7. I develop my bishop in e2. Here the engine wants me to basically wants me to play a line that I don't know if I like, because I developed the bishop in e2, following the principles of chess. I mean, developing the piece and castling and so on. And instead, the engine wants me to play this sneaky move, knight in h4, targeting the bishop. But actually, and then the bishop should move here, and then there is this move, and then this one. I can develop the bishop here, and this is a mess. Then also the engine wants me to play this, but this is a position. Leave alone the fact that the position is still equal, and in this position I prefer black. Even if I'm more developed, because I have the two knights developed, even if this knight in h4 is very ugly, because it can go here, it can go here, it can go here. So basically, I have to spend at least one move to go here with the knight in g2 and reroute it to a more active square, which is only f4. So then, okay, one move with bishop and I can castle queenside. And instead, black has to develop the knight, has to castle, has to develop the bishop. But I tell you again, in this position, I would prefer black. 100%. 100%. So back with my move, following the chess principles, developing my bishop to e2, and my opponent develops the bishop as well in d6. I develop also my dark square bishop in d2. Again, the engine wants me to play that move with the knight. And here, black plays this knight in e4. Here, I think the idea for black is that if I castle, um, I don't know if I get this sacrifice though. This, why I can take? Oh, yes, there is this one. There is this one. I see. And another idea here is probably to delay this move and wait until I get. Here I saw that my bishop was protected only by the the knight in f3, but I didn't see the eventual fork of the queen and the rook. However, here I saw another line in which I capture here, he captures with the pawn, and then I have to move my knight, and then basically it's very difficult for me to castle because this pawn is always under attack, and there is this battery of queen and bishop. However, the game went differently because I decided to capture. Yes, I saw that move with the knight, but he captures back with the light square bishop. So here, also when I was here, when I was in this position, my idea was to activate the a rook in the c file, and here after exchanging these pawns, I have this tactic when I can attack both the queen and the bishop. The pawn can take because the queen is under attack by this rook. However, nothing of this happened because black plays this knight in e4. I capture with my knight, he captures back with the bishop, and here I capture the pawn. I want to open lines for my rook. Black recaptures with the c pawn, lucky for me because now I can develop my rook and attack his queen. The queen has to move, and basically with this move I broke this powerful battery pointing at my h2 pawn. He develops the knight to defend the rook, and here I play this brilliant move. Let me see how many seconds I thought before doing that move. 8:30. Well, I thought 1 minute. I spent 1 minute on this move because it was quite tricky. But I played this bishop in this brilliant bishop in b4, and the idea here is that knight can take because of this. And if instead bishop captures here, I can capture back with the queen, and then if he captures back, I can take, and I'm better. I have targets here, and yes, I need to be careful of these pawns. There is I don't want these, of course, but I'm better. And indeed he has to do this move. Because if he doesn't play, if he doesn't play this, and then play this, I also have this one. Okay, so back with my game. I played this brilliant move, he castles, I captured the dark square bishop, which was a powerful piece of black, so I'm very happy to exchange, to trade those dark square bishops. Black captures back with the queen, and I can capture that b7 pawn, which doesn't seem the best move. The best move was probably to castle here. Okay, but instead my idea here was to take this pawn and try to exchange queens. And that's what happened in the game, because after this nice knight in before move, I played this queen in c7, trying to exchange the queens, and also if this, I have this one, and oh, there is this intermezzo, but no rush, because I can go back with the queen. Okay, and here I'm simply up one piece. So we exchange, we trade the queens, I capture with the rook, black plays the best move, he wants the rook out of that c-file. Wow! Fuck! Yes. It's true, even if. Okay, I go back. If these I have, if these I can attack. These. And if these? Okay. But if this, then I would have played this. No? Okay. Cutting here. Protecting here. This. Then a castle. Yes. Okay. Attacking 2 times. Don't know if I got this move. I probably would have played this one. After this, this. Can I exchange some way? Probably this. I want to get rid of that. I want to get... Okay, because I want to push this pawn, but... okay, get closer. Probably this pawn chain is very strong, because all those pawns are on dark squares, and the bishop can't attack those pawns. Basically, I have only to protect this a3 pawn, and then I'm fine. I would like to have a more active knight. But here the idea to play this is probably to restrict the mobility of the king and to gain space on the king's side. After this, what I have to play? Yes, activate the king. Bring the king toward the center. This, okay. Okay, activate my knight. I want to jump here. It doesn't want that me to jump there, but I can play this probably. Not a great move because after this, but I have this. We have this. Oh, fuck. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. So back with the game, I capture with my rook. He was forced to capture, and now he has the C file, which is important because he can arrive here and get all these pawns. I have to castle, so let's see what happens. Castle, first thing first. This is a lost. This is a miss move, a waste of tempo. No rush to play that wing move with pawn in h6. Here the move was to bring the rook on the second rank and get all these pawns. Also here he is attacking my bishop, so my bishop has to move. Probably I have to do a very passive move like this one. No, it's not the best move. What's the best move here? What is the best move here? I don't even know. This one. No, of course not. This one. Was oh, yes, attacking here. But then, what do I have? This. Okay. Okay, luckily black plays this h6 move. I can attack the knight that goes in the wrong square because here he wants me to capture, but then I have to move here. But then there is this fork. Here, it doesn't capture. It doesn't capture. What if this? This? Arrive here with a rook. Okay. However, so I play here. I play knight in d2. Oh, I see the point of the engine. The engine wants me to capture that knight because that knight was capturing that pawn. But for some reason in this position, I prefer to get rid of that powerful bishop. So after this, I'm very happy to take his bishop and play knight versus bishop. Okay, now I have to be careful because I didn't move yet neither the fg or h pawn, so I risk a back rank mate, and I don't want to be mated like this, so I push my h pawn to create an escape way for my king. For some reason, again, black delayed the rook in the second rank, and now I can, yeah, probably that was more interest. I don't know if I like the move bishop in h5 as suggested by the engine, because my idea here is not only to attack the rook, that of course can move in multiple ways, but it's also to capture this weakness, this pawn in e6, possibly with check, because maybe there will be some tactics in the future. I want this option available. So here I move bishop in a6. Black plays this c3, attacking my pawn in a3. I bring my rook in b1, behind the knight. And here black decides to capture the pawn. I think because his idea was that if I take, he takes, and the position is equal, but he has one pass pawn that can be very dangerous. I mean, it's a side pawn on the a file, but still it's an issue to solve for me. And instead here, instead of capturing the knight, I played bishop in c8, targeting the a6 pawn, as I told you before. Here black plays this knight in d3. I see the point, because the best move was to play knight in a4, but actually this is a pretty logical move, because this is a knight outpost for the knight. Even if it's on a light square, it is protected by the e4 pawn, and also it's an important support, because then with rook in a2, for example, this pawn becomes weak. However, not probably the best move, also because now I can capture with check. So bishop in e6 check. The king has to move. The king goes in f8. Here I gave this check. And then I capture the pawn in f5. Here the best move was to directly capture the pawn in f5 and destroy all the structure, all the pawn structure of black. Rook in a1 check. Okay, I move my king in h2. Black can now capture in f2, and is also protecting the pawn in a4. Oh yeah. I didn't see this one. Yeah, here the best move is to let the knight move so that I can capture this pawn, but there is counterplay with rook in a5, but okay, in the end you basically okay, he has to, he doesn't want to trade, of course. Okay, so then So I give this check with the rook in b7. He moves the king, get closer to the bishop. The bishop has to go back. Why the f I didn't see a bishop in h7 is not changing too much, because in this position I'm happy to trade, but still, yeah, yeah. Sometimes I forget that bishop can move in all directions. I don't know why. However, this is a sort of tunnel vision, because also because there are multiple moves for my bishop. You can also go here, for example, keeping this all this diagonal, or even here, maintaining the pressure on this pawn, so that basically this knight can't move. However, black captures with the knight, I captures with the pawn, and now my pawn structure sucks, and black can take advantage of this. The only good thing here is that the problem is that after rook takes the pawn in e3, that pass pawn in e4 is very dangerous. The good thing is that I can get rid of the a7 pawn. My king is not too far away from that pawn, so the rook together with the king can try to stop that pawn. And of course I played the stupidest move ever, because I played pawn in g3, and instead I should have got closer with the king. Rook takes, I take the a7 pawn, so that it's not a problem anymore. The rook goes after the d4 pawn, and now the e4 pawn is 3 steps from promotion, and so I have to do something about this. I activate my king. Black takes the pawn. I get closer with my king. This is not great move by black, because now I can get even closer to that pawn, and so I do. It brings the rook behind the pawn, and I cut out the king, so that the king can't go here. Pawn push in g6 by black, and here this is the stupidest move ever, because the fact is that I don't want the king to enter in this rank. I don't want the king to, because this is manageable until this problem is manageable until the king is able to help the rook and help this pawn go forward. But if the king enters enters basically my camp, it will be very hard to stop that pawn from promotion. Also, these pawns sucks because they are double, they are basically a living weakness, and in this position I didn't think about all this and played this stupid move, which is a losing move, because now the king can go in, and now my idea is that if king takes, I take, and so I do. He takes also the other pawn, so now we are one rook versus one rook plus two pawns, even if those pawns are isolated. So for me, it's not everything is lost. Here I play the best move. I move my rook in h1. Here the king gets closer, attacking my rook. I bring my rook here, and now black for some reason does a blunder. Because now I have this rook in g4 attacking both the king and the pawn. The king has to move and gets closer to the rook, but I can capture. And now I think during the game I started to think that I can draw this match. So now I recognize that the bishop is on the h file and my rook is on the g file. So if I play well, that king remains on the h file and can't support that pawn from advance. Also, I'm blockading the pawn with my king. So now, as you can see also from the evaluation bar, which is 0, this is a theoretical draw, and I think I can draw this game. Even if you look at the clocks, you can see that I'm short on time. I've only 2 minutes and 50 seconds, whereas my opponent has almost 5 minutes. So here I keep my rook on the g file. He moves the rook as well. And now here I play this move because now I'm threatening checkmate. Because now if, for example, black plays this is mate. So this is a very good move, because this move invites black to push the pawn, but instead it's mate in one. Of course, the opponent knows that, so he has to move the king. I can go back now with my rook, and I'm ready to capture that pawn and draw this game. Black doesn't want to draw the match, and gives me this check with rook in f7. Now the idea of black is that if I capture this, there is this, and then this is game over. But I saw that, so I went back again in e3. He has to move the king. The king has to go. I give this check. The king goes back, and now after this I can capture, and this is a draw. This is a draw, of course. To one rook versus one rook, it's a draw. Even if I can see I'm in a slightly, not a better position. It's simply a draw. But I mean, the fact is that my king can go basically anywhere, and instead this king can stay only on the h file. Here I asked for a draw. I offered a draw to my opponent, which declined. I don't know why. Probably because I was short on time, but I mean, I have 2 minutes and 23 seconds, and basically I can do whatever move I want with my king, as long as I stay in this side of the board to don't get uh, tactics, and I only have to be careful that my rook is not attacked by its king, but I can move very fast, wherever I want. So we continue to move. I continue to move my rook and my king to escape a threat and to create threats. So, for example, here I was threatening checkmate. And after too much move, my opponent offered me a draw, and I accepted. And that's it. That's it. I think here what's the take home, the takeaway from this match is that in this position, I should, in any case, I should avoid that the king enters these. These are very important squares. So what's the idea here for me after this? This maybe? Yes. And then... and this is a draw. For some reason, this is a draw. Let's this. Because... no, the rook can't move. The rook can't move. Okay. Check. I can go here. And this. Where I go? Here, probably. Yes. Here. This. 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 And I have this. Okay. This is complicated, but still manageable, and apparently a theoretical draw. Okay, so that's it for this game. See you in the next one. Ciao ciao.